The RBA is predicted to give another rate rise on this Tuesday the 7th. That's in 2 days' time. And that also coincidentally falls on the Melbourne Cup Day on November the 7th. So usually whilst this little bit of a distraction is going on in Melbourne, the other distraction is going on as to what will be the rate rise just before the big race. So there we go. So let's analyse some of these details very quickly and very carefully. As I've said before, way back in June when I last did one of these videos about the RBA, one of the indicators you need to look at is the 90-day bank bill rate, which is on the ASX futures. And that's a pretty good indicator as to roughly where. Of course, nothing is a guarantee, as I keep trying to tell everyone. Some kind of an indicator as to where the actual rates are likely to head. Now, if we look here at over a period of time, we can see here that there's been quite a bit of activity in the trading for the 90-day bank bill, and currently where it's sitting at the last trading, which incidentally in this case goes back to 3/11, so that was essentially 2 days ago, and that's sitting at 95.58. So we're currently looking here, and that's well above the 4.10, which is the current cash rate. So we're looking here at around about 4.42 as their prediction as to where it's likely to head. So it's worthwhile having a look at these things closely on the ASX. Once again, this is only an indicator as to where speculation is going, because the 90-day bank bill is an actual $500,000 traded interest rate amount that's traded between banks themselves. So this is essentially where they're looking at where their potential settlement is between banks according to the futures contract. So look, I won't go into all the details on that. You can do your own research on that one. But essentially, futures trading is a great way of understanding where the market is actually heading and where people have actually got their real money on. Now, the fun part. What are the predictions? Currently, let's have a look at Alan Kohler is saying that he reckons that the rates will be on hold, and he does say that he's a little bit divided about his opinion on this one. So that's another point worthwhile taking into consideration. If we look at what's happening on Reuters, all the major banks, ANZ, CBA, NAB and Westpac, expect the RBA rates to hike rates by 25 basis points, and a strong majority of economists, 28 out of 39, forecast rates to be at 4.35 by the end of 2023. Among remaining 6 predicted, 4.60 and 4.25 saw no move from the 4.10. So that's worthwhile bearing in mind. And another one of the ones that I follow, which is Ross Gittens. Now, Ross Gittens is pretty good. He says that the case for interest rate rise is weak based upon Reserve Bank speculation. So, in other words, he's thinking there could be a hold that's going ahead with this, and if they do actually raise the rates, well, that'll be a bit of a surprise, but this is nothing quite uncommon when we come to Melbourne Cup Day, because everyone's thinking about the racehorse that stops the nation. And whilst that's happening, they're also looking at what the RBA is doing at the same time. So it's worthwhile reading this article that Ross Gittens has actually got. A lot of the inputs and data that the RBA relies upon, even by changing the interest rate, will have no way of changing the actual prices on all of these items, because ultimately, if that's what they're aiming to do, we still have to buy petrol, we still have to buy rental accommodation, we still have to buy supermarket goods and so forth like that. A lot of these items still have to be purchased, so that's worthwhile considering at this particular point in time. Now, topping off all of that, we do have a different world economy these days, and a lot of people who are actually doing their purchasing don't really give a damn half the time about what the interest rates are, if that's the goal that they're trying to put a bit of a cold water onto. A lot of people these days purchase things online. They still have to travel. They still have to buy all of the luxury goods and items that they want to buy from all around the world, which is the case that they can do on the internet these days. That was not the case 50 years ago, when a lot of the predictions were usually made with a lot of security about where things were going. And there's a lot of false assumptions that the RBA has been known to make in relation to thinking that wage rises and so forth like that was going to create a wage and price spiral, which there is literally no evidence that this is the case. Now, another point I want to also make is you shouldn't be codependent on where the interest rates actually are for you in order to make a living and also to get by financially in life. What I'd suggest everyone to do is to look at how you can actually make more income on the weekend and make more income by coming up with intelligent ideas on how to have a second income if you're currently working at a job. Have a look at these videos here, which will suggest to you ways how you can actually make extra income, and that's more vital so that you can actually conquer the situation here of being able to make income and not even be worried about where the interest rates is going to go. That's the main thing you need to do. Please remember to like and subscribe, because that will also let people know that this is a video that people need to watch, and I do appreciate your support. This is David Newton speaking.